guess what? They're all done. One went on the floor. I got a lot of them though. I made a bunch. What I'm going to do is talk about motivation. You thought I was going to do these, didn't you? Maybe a couple. Please do subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. And if you find it hard to get motivated, you're in good company. That me a lot of times. There are several possible reasons. And one of them, I've got 3 of them listed. I know there's more, everybody has more. But first on my list, and I'm sure on some of yours, is depression. A lot of the times during this season of the year, we just get depressed when we think about how much stuff costs, and how much we have to do, and this and that. Or just a general depression any time of year. It just kills motivation. And the thing about it is, it's a two-edged sword. Because of a lack of activity can wipe out motivation. They used to have a saying in one of our businesses, procrastination breeds a lack of motivation, or something to that effect. A lack of activity. Just mentioned that one. Even if it isn't caused by depression, it's easy sometimes to just get used to sitting around. It's so easy just to get into the dumps when you're just kind of sitting there not doing anything. There's being alone. If you are alone all the time, like if you live alone, if you've lost your spouse, or find a way to get out. Find a center where you can go and visit, or do something. Call a friend, one that you haven't. I called a friend today. I was doing this, outlining this thing, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just do that? So I called a friend I had not talked to in years, and she only lives a few miles away. I mean, I've chatted with her online, but verbally, to just talk, we hadn't done that in a long time. So I called her. And I said, do you know who this is? She says, yeah, my answering machine told me. That was the start of one good laugh after another. And we talked for ages. We found out we're just the same people we were then, just older and more mature. That's enough of the negative stuff. That's enough of the what kills it. Let's find out what does motivate us. Okay. One way for me is to make things. That's why I like these crafts. Not everybody likes that. Some people would much rather go out and dine with friends or have a pet. I love pets. I just can't have them because I can't afford to keep them. And Joe has to do all the legwork in order to keep them. I mean, we had a dog, beautiful dog, for a long time, and she was a great companion, but she was hairy. And once you get stuff with your lungs, you got to be careful what kind of animals you're around. So, no, I don't get to have a pet anymore. So, I have my pups. I mean, I have these guys. Hey, I'm Rosie. I can have a regular conversation. Well, of course you can. I can talk to you anytime I want. Well, only when I bring you out. Don't tell them that. They'll think you don't love me. I do love you. You see what I mean? Oh, having that sense of humor. Sense of humor is a vital part of life. I swear to gosh, I have learned that if I don't learn to laugh at myself, then I can't really get mad at everybody else for finding me weird and unsociable. But you know, like I've said a lot, I do these online. You know, I'll do them in a video, but I don't do them in order to be perfect or to do a tutorial. It's craft therapy for me. And I would hope that maybe you like to get into some craft therapy too. It doesn't have to be polymer clay. Lord knows this stuff frustrates the heck out of me. I just love it. I love the way it feels. You know, but it's better than Play-Doh because I can really make something. I can dry it out in the oven, bake it, and then have my husband gloss it. And we got something. But we've done goofy stuff before too, so yeah, just doing something. It doesn't have to be fancy. You know, get out and take a little road trip. It doesn't have to be long, just to the next town. You know, maybe some little town or some little spot that in the road that you haven't stopped and bothered to look at before. We did that this last summer. We've got a national monument just maybe 20 miles from here. We hadn't been there. And it's like, oh my goodness. So we went up there and it was a beautiful, wonderful day. We had a great time. Giving. I don't know about you, but I love to give. I love to see the smile when they see. I like, with these ornaments, I like to see who decides to be the person to start pulling them off the tree and handing them out to everybody. And then just sit there and watch them all make sure they get theirs. Even the adults. And that makes me feel good because it's like, it means something to them. You know, the book by Dickens and the oft remade movie, A Christmas Carol. I've always thought that it was about this greedy man named Scrooge. And what a terrible, unfortunate person this Bob Cratchit was for being employed by him. No. I've changed my mind. I'm a woman. I'm allowed to do that. Nod, please. Yeah. It's about giving. It's about how he learns to give. And he finds out through all these things that go on through the night why he lost the gift of generosity and how he let life tear that part out of him. And he wakes up and he's just, you know, his whole outlook changes. You know, in this story, Dickens is showing us what giving is and who gives the most. It's not Scrooge. Even when he does get generous, it's Tiny Tim at the very end when he gives the biggest blessing of all. He says, God bless us, everyone. Why do you think Dickens finished the book with that line? Because it was the biggest gift. So, you know, I get passionate about things, so excuse me, but I do. And I get twitchy. No. There's also the joy of receiving. And you know what? If you have trouble receiving things from other people, gifts, compliments, whatever it is, I learned kind of the hard way that when I would feel that way or I would act that way to them, then it was like I was insulting them because they like giving. And when I would say, oh no, I can't take that, or oh no, I can't have that, you know, I'm not good enough for that compliment, you don't have to give me that, you know, it just takes the winds out of their sails. There are times, yes, but you know what I mean in general. Now for some, it helps to get motivated if they pick up a journal and start writing. I don't write about my woes. I don't write about the things that bother me. A lot of people, yeah, they think that's a good idea, and for them maybe it is. But for me, it's ingraining it into my brain. I'm a writer. I mean, that's the kind of brain I've got. I'm not bragging. Oh, I could. But anyway, I'm not bragging. The thing of it is, I am a writer, and what I put down on paper, I remember. Because that is part of, so what do? Some of the things that bother me, I put into my characters. And I have them react to it in a better way than what I have been. Maybe. Maybe. Sometimes not. Sometimes I let my characters punch somebody in the gut that I would never do. So this year, do something to motivate you. Make a list. Instead of doing your resolution as usual, like me, if I'm going to lose weight this year. For me, and I like this idea, and it came to me while I was putting this together, and I think maybe if you want to do it, you should too. Make a resolution list of things to motivate yourself. You know, that's what I'd like to do. That's what I really want to do. I want to make a list of things that will motivate me. Maybe it's just getting up in the morning and instead of just doing like this to get into the kitchen and get my meds, do this and do that. Maybe I can wake up a little more of a good mood. Maybe have the television's in there. Could turn it on to some music for a while. There you go. Maybe it will help me make up with a smile if there's at least something joyful. Looking through a catalog or an online retail, even if it's just a dream. Now, some people think that's depressing, and maybe for them it is. So, if they feel like it's looking at something because they really want it or really have to have it. No, I like to always dream a little bigger than what I can have. Just for the fun of looking what's out there. It's not about greed. It's not about jealousy. It's about, or envy. It's just about the fun. It's like watching HGTV and watching them redecorate those rooms. And I don't get into the stores much anymore. For one thing, I guard my health a lot more than I used to, because this is something, with COPD, emphysema, progressively gets worse. And I don't want mine to get worse any faster than it has to. And I am so thankful for some medication that's out there now, because that one medication has kept me out of the hospital for about 5 years. But it reduces the amount of mucus that builds up, and so I don't get nearly the bronchitis that I used to. And so I'm not on antibiotics most of the time at all. And I haven't had to have a step-down dose of steroids for quite a while. Now, if I do need it, they're perfectly happy to do that. Actually, health can kind of kill motivation if you let it. But I am determined that I'm not going to sit around and just die. I've seen it happen too often, and I'm just not going to do it. It's boring. I don't like to be bored. So God bless us, everyone. And God bless every one of you. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Please do subscribe and click that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up. Comment below. What is one thing you want to do this next year to motivate yourself? To do anything. I mean, it might be motivating yourself to go out to a center, to go to the swimming pool with your kids, or, do a craft. Just name not exactly maybe the thing to do, but something to motivate yourself to do something. Like getting up off the chair. And I will do that. I'll see you tomorrow. I love all of you very much. You are a gift. And I hope that I am helping you in some way. Even if I am a silly goof. Let's get motivated as a bunch of silly goofs. Oh, and don't forget to smile and wave. And today, go smile and wave at somebody with a red shirt or with an ugly Christmas sweater. Just don't tell them the Christmas sweater's ugly, because they may really like it. I'll see you. Goodbye.